All right, if you're a surgical trainee, you already know the MRCS Part B clinical exam isn't just a test, it's pretty much a gatekeeper to your entire career. So today, we're going to lay out the exact blueprint that separates the people who pass from those who, well, don't. Let's dive right in.
So what is it? What's the real difference between walking out of that exam room with a pass or a fail? Is it just about being the smartest person in the room, or is there something else going on? You know, the answer might not be what you think, and that's really what we're going to crack open today.
We've broken this down into 5 key sections. First, we'll talk about the surgical gauntlet. Then we'll deconstruct the exam itself, the OSCE. After that, we'll look at the big realization that comes with a reset. Then, we'll craft a winning strategy, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with your final checklist.
Okay, first up, the surgical gauntlet. Let's get really clear on what this exam means and why the pressure feels so unbelievably high.
Look, the MRCS is not just another exam on your calendar. It's the essential gateway to the next big stage of your surgical career. Passing it is basically the Royal Colleges saying, yep, you've got the goods for higher specialist training. It is an absolutely critical step if you want to become a surgeon.
And here's where the pressure really starts to build, right from the get-go. You only get 4 attempts. That's it. Just 4 shots to pass Part B. This isn't an exam you can just keep taking over and over, which adds this huge psychological weight to every single try.
And on top of all that, you've got the financial hit. As of April 2025, the fee is over £1,100. So yeah, the stakes are not just high for your career, they're high for your bank account too.
Now, let's just look at the hard numbers for a second. The pass rates, they almost always hover somewhere around 60%. Just let that sink in. That means in any given sitting, about 40% of candidates, nearly half, don't make it through. This is not a formality. It is a tough, rigorous filter.
So, if you want to be in that 60% who pass, you have got to know your battlefield. It's time to deconstruct the exam itself, the Objective Structured Clinical Examination, or as we all know it, the OSCE.
From a bird's eye view, the OSCE has 17 different stations. Now these stations basically fall into 2 big buckets, applied knowledge and applied skills. And here is the absolute golden rule you cannot forget. You have to pass both of these components in the same sitting. You can't just be a genius at one and hope it'll carry you. Balance is everything here.
And when you dig a little deeper, you start to see just how broad this thing is. It's not just about spitting back facts about anatomy. No way. It's about applying that knowledge while you're taking a history, showing how to do a procedure, and communicating clearly and safely, all while that 10-minute clock is ticking down.
So this brings us right to the heart of it. If so many brilliant, talented trainees are failing, what is really going on? This next part is all about that aha moment, the big realization that usually only comes after a failed attempt. This quote, from a blog by a candidate who passed on their second try, just nails it. Failing isn't a statement about how smart you are. It's feedback on your strategy. So many candidates have all the knowledge in their heads, but they haven't actually learned how to perform and communicate it in the very unique, high-pressure world of the OSCE.
And this comparison just shows that strategic shift so perfectly. The first attempt, it was all about passive, lonely studying, just reading books, writing notes. The second, successful attempt was built on active, collaborative practice, getting feedback from others, working with a team, and making that crucial jump from just knowing the material to actually doing it day in and day out.
Okay, so how do we actually build that winning strategy? Let's get down to brass tacks and lay out the exact blueprint for turning what's in your head into a performance that passes.
You gotta love the honesty here. This super blunt comment from a surgeon on Reddit gets right to the point. You know, Part A can feel like a memory test, but Part B, it's a different beast entirely. It's a performance. You can't just know the theory. You have to be able to apply it, show it, and explain it clearly, under pressure, on demand.
So the key here is to build a system. Step 1, find your team. You need feedback. You can't do this in a vacuum. Step 2, practice every single day. Make it a non-negotiable habit. 3, work on how you sound. Record yourself talking through a station. Listen to it back. Are you clear? Confident? And finally, number 4, simulate the exam over and over and over until it feels totally normal.
And here are some real, actionable tips, straight from people who've been there and passed. Use resources like Pastist so you're practicing with realistic scenarios. Viva with a partner every single night to get fluent. Practice the physical exams on your friends, your partner, anyone, until the movements are just pure muscle memory. Watch videos from channels like Geeky Medics to polish your technique. And focus. Don't try to learn everything. Just hammer the high-yield topics again and again.
And always remember who you're performing for. This exam is run by the 4 surgical royal colleges. Your job isn't just to be good, it's to show them, without a doubt, that you meet the high standard they've set for the next generation of surgeons.
All right, let's pull all of this together. When you're getting ready to walk into that exam room, what are the absolute must-haves, the key principles you need locked and loaded? This is your final checklist. Okay, first, know the exam format inside and out. Second, and honestly, this is the real game changer, switch from just reading to active, daily, out-loud practice. Third, find a study group or a course so you can get feedback. Fourth, remember, this is a test of your communication and performance just as much as your knowledge. And finally, trust your prep. On exam day, your only job is to do exactly what you've been practicing for weeks.
In the end, passing the MRCS Part B isn't some big secret. It all comes down to strategy, hard work, and that critical mindset shift from just knowing stuff to actually doing it. You have the blueprint. Now it's time to go build.